I don't know what that was. Something trying to get out. Today is Tuesday, March 13th, 31st, and you're listening to the Beer Temple Podcast. Jesus.
Remember, this is what we wanted. Remember, this is what we said. To never be heard or seen from again. Remember, this is what we wanted. Remember, this is what we said. To never be heard or seen from again.
Hello and welcome to the Beer Temple Podcast. I'm your co-host, Mike Shalau from Is Was Brewing. I'm here with the other co-host, Chris Quinn of the Beer Temple. Chris, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Are you?
Well. Yeah. Yes, I'm doing well.
I can't believe Serge messed up the intro like that.
Why? I just didn't have it loud enough? Is that what I did?
Distracted me. That's what I'm going to say.
Is that what? I didn't know what you were laughing about. I was like, okay.
No, I said the date wrong too. And
oh, you did?
I said the 13th instead of the 31st. So
got it.
It's a pretty classic show.
Well, that's fine. We can. A lot of shows that have gotten off to rocky starts have ended up.
Those are the best shows.
Rocking.
Yeah, rocking shows.
Yeah. But first things first, I have to apologize to you for last week because, boy, oh boy. So I totally, inexplicably, in the way only my brain works, was talking about a show that we had last week. I talked about it on the show here last
on Tuesday.
Episode. Yeah.
And then you came to our brewery
and talked
on
about
Wednesday, and we brewed a beer together.
And we talked
about it a few times.
With one of the guests.
And then one of the guests rent space at our
and
brewery.
it's like, should I give you something now or on the show next Tuesday?
Tomorrow.
And then I was talking to Corey, who was going to be on the show, I think the day before, and was like talking to him about the show. And then I think like an hour before the show, I had a realization that I'm in Missouri.
Wait, you knew an hour before the show?
Or maybe a half hour before the show?
You texted me like 10 minutes before the show was supposed to start.
Was it really 10 minutes? Was it really 10 minutes?
I mean, the text had receipts. No. It might have been half an hour, but I was already here, so was Rob.
God.
Corey was actually in the corner crying because of all the work he put into being the new quizmaster.
Man, I will tell you, I was so... I don't know if you've ever had that feeling of just like...
Rob got a babysitter.
Complete embarrassment.
Yeah.
And just, I was so upset. I was so angry with myself. So I am sorry.
We ate some pizza. We had some beers. Then we went home, went to bed at a normal hour. So it wasn't the worst thing to happen.
Well, I guess I owe Rob a babysitter. So I have a daughter who can babysit for him.
There you go.
Maybe. How old are his kids? Are they old enough for a 13-year-old to babysit?
That's a question for him to answer.
Got it. Okay. She's very responsible.
Probably. Can she drive? He lives in Oak Park.
Oh, no. He'd still have to pick her up.
Yeah, okay. How was St. Louis?
It was good.
You drink any brown ale?
I did, yeah. I brought some here. You can have some after the show.
Yes.
Maybe you could have some during the show. There's some
great.
brown ale on draft as well.
It's a year of the brown ale, I've heard.
Yeah, it's the year of the brown ale.
Mm-hmm.
So Civil Life was solid. Talked to them about maybe being in March Mildness next year. They're in. So we'll maybe have a third
but we're only doing
or
brown
fourth
ale.
state. Right. No, they had they said they could do a mild, they thought. And visited some friends and then went to Scratch.
Nice.
And then my son found a deer skeleton in the woods out there. And
started doing some True Detective.
No, he picked the head off of it.
Oh my God.
And at first he picked up a piece of spine and ribs and brought it over to Aaron, one of the owners. And then Aaron mentioned that he thought he saw the rest of it somewhere else. So Charlie went and found the other part and grabbed the head. It came right off. And
It was just bones.
it was like 99+% bones. Not all bones, but 99%. And Aaron suggested we take it home.
Did you?
Well, yeah, I needed a bag. So I said I need a bag for the deer head, and Mark, the other owner, said that's something you will only hear at Scratch. I need a to-go bag for the deer head.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to be very easy to get the 1% or 0.5% that wasn't just bone.
You could get beetles.
The Beatles had already done a lot of the work.
Yeah.
Or something had. But to get the rest off, another decision that I don't know how I decided it was a good idea, but I boiled it in my kitchen. My wife was extremely unhappy. It stunk, so then I took it off and I did it outside. And I think it's kind of done now.
So your son found this.
And then it became something that I had to deal with.
So we got some cats at the brewery not that long ago because we had some mice. And they took down a big mouse. And they took it apart. And we couldn't find the head. And then Ari found the head.
Huh.
And Ari says some stuff that should be jokes, but aren't jokes. And he's like, I'm going to dissolve the flesh off of it and give it away as a bingo prize. And I was like, okay, sure. Thinking he was joking. And he was going to.
How did he do it?
Well,
I should have brought the skull to him.
Like a week later, we're having some sort of electrical problem, and I go into our electrical room, and I'm like, why is there a bucket in here? And I'm like pissed off because like the glycol chiller isn't working or something. And then I look over, and I'm like, why is there liquid in this? I look in, I'm like, Ari, get this out of here. It didn't work. He took like the PAA, which is very expensive, and like somewhat kind of diluted it and then tried to melt the skin off of this rat head with it. And I was like, you need to get rid of this. Also, like, we can't give away a rat head we found in the brewery as a prize at bingo. And he's like, what? Why not? I'm like, well, he picks all the bingo prizes because like when you tone that down a little bit, you end up with some really interesting prizes and really funny prizes. But when he's like, here's a sacrifice I made to the beer gods, it's like...
It's funny. At Scratch, they have one of those little gumball machines. And no, it wasn't even that. I think it was an old... No, they had a gumball machine. They also had an old cigarette machine where you like pull the lever and like things would drop down. Mm-hmm. On the gumball machine, Aaron had filled all the little... plastic capsules with like stuff he had found, I think since like his entire life. So it was like random teeth, animal teeth he had found.
Owl pellets.
I don't know if there was an owl pellet, but there was like arrowheads that he had just found, like old Indian arrowheads and all sorts of crazy stuff. But there was definitely animal teeth in there that you could get and just have in there. But now it's empty because all that stuff got given away. So maybe to Ari, who will then re-gift it as a bingo present. Yeah. Anyway, so that was nice. They're having an amazing event this coming weekend. Wish I could be down there, but
what's that one?
It's for their anniversary, and they're doing like a walk in the woods. So you can they're setting up stations all over their property with casks at each station, so you could kind of
style.
Is that how they do it?
They used to do it. They would do it when it was snowing, so you would cross-country ski to a bunch of different casks in the woods.
Got it. And then I think it might be associated with some of the ingredients that they get in those areas, and it sounded pretty darn cool.
That does sound really cool.
Yeah. So that's happening this weekend. And if you're hoping to go, too late, already happened by the time this episode came out, knowing me. And 2, it's sold out anyway, so you can't go.
Great teaser.
Yeah. So should we get on to introducing our guests? Have we sufficiently bantered?
I think so.
Master Cicerones think that they enjoy our banter. So
I mean, who doesn't, really?
Right. Well, I know one person who doesn't. He's a professional oyster judge and a professional podcast judge.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just a judgmental guy.
He's a judgmental dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is the senior member of...
Gotta be our buddy Jake.
I think it is.
The hot take.
The hot take, Jake.
Hey, friends.
What's up, dude?
I'm good. Not much. Just here having a beer with my buds and ready to talk beer and all that good stuff. But
Looks like that salve really worked. The burn salve that you put on last time. But
Yeah.
did he like burn his like?
well, that was a different version of me.
tongue?
I don't know. I have no.
No, that was a
recollection.
different one. Yeah, that's when you. I think that's when you like combusted.
He burns his tongue every time he comes on because his takes are
Right.
so hot.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, one time he like severely burned his tongue
Well, I read the scrolls from the
because
last.
he didn't let it out. He tried to swallow a take.
Yes.
And he burned his
Can't
esophagus.
do
That's
that.
why you got to let
You
those.
gotta get your takes
You got
off.
to get the takes out, man.
This is all true, Chris. You are a wondrous storyteller, and yeah, I'm here and I'm drinking a brown ale to fulfill the Third Eye Takes biggest and boldest prediction that brown ale is back.
Which brown ale are you having?
The one on your draft list from Beechwood.
Yeah,
The name escapes me, but it is quite good. More like on that American.
Yeah, a little hoppy.
Yeah, exactly. And a little bit higher alcohol, like 5.7, but it's lovely. And I'm drinking it, being reminded of how much I miss these kinds of beers.
Hoppy and malty.
Yeah. I just think they're harder to come by, so it's great.
Yeah.
I have one right now.
Well,
Enjoy.
I have an American brown from Civil Life, which is a little bit like that, too.
Well, I've had plenty of those.
Yeah.
But
Well, I have
will
one for you.
Never turn down another.
Okay, I was going to say, it's no big deal.
No, that's Civil Life is near and dear to my heart. I've talked about it on this podcast, I'm sure.
Yeah.
At least a dozen times, but always glad to bring some back to Chicago and drink it up.
Got it. Who's next, Mike? You're going to have to help me. I don't have a...
I
don't
would.
have a...
I think it's our dear friend Nile Zacherle of Mad Fritz Brewing Company. Beer company? Brewery?
Artisan Ales.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good, how are you?
What's up?
Your pictures for us.
Do I really?
Yeah. You were doing great before,
Yeah.
but now you sound like
Yeah.
a robot and your picture's
Is,
frozen. Anyway, while Nile gets that stuff going, our next guest is Rich Bloomfield of Funkytown Brewing. Did I get it right? Did I nail it?
You knocked it out the park, man. What's up? What's up? Second time here.
Second time.
Yeah.
So, it's easy. You don't get no hand-holding now. So we're going to get you with all the gotcha questions. And, so what's been up with you? Nothing, right? Nothing new since you were on last?
No,
right?
nothing new.
Nothing new at all.
We, my brewery, we won a grant from the city of Chicago to rehab a tap room. So sounds great, but now
And I've been asking you for money every day since.
everybody's been asking for money.
Everyone's asking you for money?
Yeah, because nobody knows how city grants work.
Right. Yeah. Do you have a location that you want?
Yeah, we got a spot that near the United Center by like Lake and Damon that we're working towards. So we still got to close the rest of the Capital Gap. All the non-fun beer stuff that we got to do. So
Yeah, the stuff that you'll spend most of your time doing.
yes,
The non-fun beer stuff.
You got into making beer to think about your capital table, as all of us do.
Right. Yeah. I spent more time today than I wanted to trying to find which Weird Al parody song I wanted to choose for trivia night tomorrow.
That's more of a choice.
I guess.
That's more of a you choice.
Well, these are all choices that we've made, right?
Sure.
So now we have to live with our choices.
Yeah.
Right?
All of equal importance and value.
I
that
suppose.
sounds fun. That's
Right.
say something that's non-fun.
What'd you go with?
There was a bunch. I'm not going to get into it. It's my least favorite audio round that we've ever done. I mean, listening
Like a surgeon?
You can only listen to so many puns, man. I mean, it just starts boring into your head.
Did you have a Weird Al phase when you were a kid?
Yeah, I bought one of his albums when I was a kid. I don't know if I had if it was a full blown phase, but I was probably real into like, I saw the videos for Eat It and stuff like that and was like, that's hilarious. And probably bought one of the albums and listened to it a bunch. But I can't say I ever considered myself a huge Weird Al fan any more than every other boy that I knew growing up.
Yeah.
I think I was maybe everybody thinks they were in a heyday of Weird Al, but I think I was in a pretty good heyday of his because MTV, he would still come on MTV, which was a big deal.
Which existed.
Right. So they played videos, and when a Weird Al video came on, it was hilarious because his videos also parodied, like a Serge and I Lost on Jeopardy and Eat It, which was, I think, my favorite. So, yeah, I suppose.
My era was when you did like the Star Wars parodies.
Oh.
That was when I was into
yeah.
it.
Got it.
So probably not the golden era.
Yeah, I would say, like I said. Well, I also often think that everything that I experienced was the golden era of whatever it was.
Of course.
As
you should.
Right. Music was the best ever when I was in high school. Cars were the coolest then. Clothing was the coolest then, which is why I've changed my style not at all since then.
Right.
And totally.
Yeah.
I'm not
You're
at all
set. You're good.
the embodiment of Al Bundy.
No.
Just living in the past.
How many touchdowns?
5? 5 for Polkai.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're all here. Hopefully, Nile, you there? You back? Maybe Nile's not around anymore. Okay.
I'm here.
Oh, you are. Okay, good.
Well, we
Yeah.
we did have to immediately shake up the outline
Yeah.
because something happened, Chris. Something happened to one of your favorite things.
Out west or
Nope. Well,
Out
we had
east.
to out east.
okay. Oh, it just happened today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not like
I'm still processing.
yeah. We're not. We're
a
like
lot of things I'm
3/4
processing.
mast.
Yeah.
Not a half mast because it's not the full thing going out.
No.
But Fatheads has announced that they are closing their Pittsburgh location.
The original
The OG.
The original brew pub, yeah. I think perhaps the only one I've not been to. Their only location.
And they said that's why.
Yeah. I heard.
They said because Chris isn't here.
He's never come. So why do we even exist?
But yeah, there's an original brew pub. I believe the original one.
30 years or
Yeah.
something.
Well, it started as a beer bar too, right? And then turned into a brew pub, turned into the brewery, turned into where do you rank it, Chris?
What?
And like of all the breweries.
Of all the breweries,
Yeah.
I rank Headhunter as number one
Yeah.
of all the IPAs.
The beer.
I don't know where I would rank the brewery, but I know I would. No need to rank that brew pub anymore because it's not going to be around.
Savage. But don't worry, everyone. North Olmsted and Canton and Middleburg Heights are still
As long as
cranking.
yeah, MB Heights, MBH.
That's all you care about.
As long as that's still around, cranking it out, I'm okay.
They're cranking it.
I do feel bad for friend of the show and fellow soothsayer Doug Valicki, because that's the one. I guess he grew up like right down the street from that one, or a couple miles away from that one. So when he goes back and visits family in Pittsburgh, that's the one he goes to. So that sucks.
R.I.P.
Did they just say? It's just
I don't know. This happened so fast that
Okay.
I was driving when I saw it. So
got it. Okay.
I didn't
Yeah.
get
So
it.
they closed. Bummer. They're having a little going away party. Sounds like as well.
maybe we should do a live podcast from it
From
with or
there.
without the permission.
Right from there, just
Mostly
show up.
probably without, after the way that Matt Cole seemed to not enjoy our
That's not
bits.
true. I think I've talked to someone who's talked to him about him being on the show, and he seemed to be
Okay,
cool with us.
that's good.
Yeah. So we're fine.
But the true lead story that we had on here, I had it on the outline as Chris's 4th favorite brewery buys his 3rd favorite brewery.
Yeah.
How close
right?
is that?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's directionally accurate.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I was a little more surprised to hear about that than about the one location of Fatheads closing. So
Right.
yeah, Trumer's all U.S. production, which was out of Berkeley, is being acquired by Firestone Walker.
Yep. And they're moving production to Paso Robles.
Yeah, I mean, I assumed that even before I read it, that place is going to close. Yeah, it's a bummer. I mean, I'm guessing a bunch of those people are going to lose their jobs.
Yep.
And yeah,
It's like thousands of jobs.
Is it?
Something like that. It's a lot
Thousands of jobs.
No, it can't be thousands.
No, it
They only
can't be.
made
They're not big
They made
enough.
28,000 barrels of beers, but
Yeah,
a lot of jobs.
a lot of jobs. Yeah, it's a bummer. I'm curious for someone who is. I am looking at a little Trumer ad that they sent that to us. Someone put that together. That someone spent time putting that graphic together.
I think ChatGPT put that graphic together, Chris. Come on
I
now.
think ChatGPT would do a better job.
That's rude. This is not hop and frog territory. This
Yeah.
is looking
No, I'm just looking at a Sunday like pictures special we do with Trumer, and sometimes we ask because we do like all our own graphics. Me, and I hate it because I'm not good at it. So I ask people to do it all the time, and when they give me something that even I wouldn't that I wouldn't send to someone, I'm like, man. Fine, I'm still putting it up, but anyway, I'm kind of burying the point.
So 28,000 barrels of beer getting added to
a lot.
Yeah, to a lot to Firestone Walker, which would put them over 500,000 barrels of beer. They also acquired another like fruited slow brewings like Cali Squeeze fruited wheat beer earlier, like 2021. So like they're now like growing and then also acquiring things.
That puts Firestone Walker above 500,000.
Yeah.
They're at 500,000. Wow.
Duvel's America. That's Firestone Walker. Yeah, 500,000.
Just
That's
so
not including their
Gang.
That's
and
just Firestone Walker's
Boulevard.
production. Firestone Walker will add approximately 28,000 barrels to its annual output, pushing the Duvel-owned brewery's total volume past 500,000 barrels.
So it's got to be like top 5 easily, right, in the country.
It also makes me wonder why they picked up Trumer if they're only doing the 28,000 barrels. But I didn't read the article. It was paywalled, so it explains that.
Whoops.
What's up, Nile?
Well, I was just going to say maybe they're that number 500,000 is the compilation of all the brewers. I mean,
No, that's Firestone
again, how much
Walker.
do they?
No, that's just Firestone Walker. They did 480,000 in 2024 without the other
Wow.
That's amazing.
entities. Yeah. I watched Doug Valecki, friend of the show, Doug, his Instagram post about it. And one thing he, kind of informed speculation was that Trumer's facility was going to close either way. And so that this is a way to keep Trumer going. I don't know how he knew that or like what the impetus of that was, but he was like smelling by the way it happened and that it was likely that was closing, and Firestone Walker just got it to keep it going. But that's
Right.
more speculative than it is hard news.
Yeah.
So
I
not like
wonder
they
how
show
much.
it
He
all.
did say that several times.
Yeah.
Who did? Doug
it seemed
did?
to allude to he knew something else. Yeah, he did in that post, and yeah, I kind of smelled that as well. I was wondering where he was. Clearly, it's other intel he has,
Right.
and perhaps the rent has just gotten too high. I mean, there's a lot of different shakeups and stuff in the East Bay that are going on. There really aren't any big breweries like that. I mean, frankly, Pyramid was not too far away from there, and they're no longer around, at least in that area, or in the context of being by their self. So, yeah, it's interesting, but it's a good move. I think it's a good move. 30. I mean, they could probably grow it to 50, right?
Yeah, you'd probably think so.
Sure.
And then it's 10% of your production if they do that.
Were there details on the deal at all about how much money changed hands?
No.
Those are
Is it,
private companies.
If they're if they're
Jake,
looking
aren't
at
you
closing,
supposed to
maybe
have that hot take.
I know. It's well, my take could be, or thinking out loud here is, if they're facing a potential closure. The current facility is no good. Maybe they were willing to sell the rights for, a nice price for Firestone to like kind of just be a no-brainer for them. And yeah, I do think they could grow it. I think Trumer doesn't seem to have a huge marketing presence. Isn't Chicago one of the top markets for Trumer? Is that right?
Yeah, I mean it's
a good beer too. It's just a really good beer. So
Trumer's not in a ton of markets.
Yeah.
That's
right.
It's on the West Coast.
I wonder if that's part of it, where they have access to way more markets at Firestone Walker than Trumer was already in.
Sure.
But, I can't imagine them pushing Trumer over Pivo or something like that, though.
What's up, Nile?
Yeah, I think that raises a question in my mind. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm like, okay, yeah. Is that like what are Trumer's competitors out there? Like, I think of North Coast Brewing Company when I think of like Northern California Pilsner style beers. What are we looking at? Pivo is kind of hard to get up here, which seems kind of strange. But I think of like their North Coast brewing companies. They've got a Pilsner.
Yeah, Scrimshaw.
Obviously, Sierra Nevada. Yeah, Scrimshaw. And then Trumer. Those are our two kind of big classic. Of course, there is Reality Check from
Moonlight or something?
It's called over there at the hill. Moonlight, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's not a lot of them. But Trumer certainly plays a pretty large role in that style category. What do you guys think are other competitors, both on the West Coast and nationally?
I wonder what percentage of people that are aware of Trumer outside of Northern California
what percentage of people
know it's made in California. Like, I would guess a lot of people drinking it here. It says Berkeley on the can, but like,
right.
I wonder if a lot of those people think it's made in Germany or think of it as like an Austrian or German beer or something that.
I don't know. It's definitely branded that way. Like, it has a European feel to it, especially the green bottles.
I think they want that, right? Like,
maybe
that's part of the brand print of it.
Hard to know.
Also, be interesting seeing it going from a place like Gambrinus, which is more old school, I would think, in its approach to market and to presentation, than Firestone Walker, which is much more innovative and forward thinking. And another like wrinkle to this is like Gambrinus' only brewery now is Spotzel, the maker of Shiner. They used to have Bridgeport, they used to have Trumer. I think they had a couple other things too, but after this they've sold everything off except for Shiner.
Yeah. They used to do. There was another pills that they did as well back in the. I forget what it was.
Yeah. Sorry to loop back to Niles' question.
Yeah.
Who do you think? What do your customers view as like a equivalent beer to Trumer?
I would say they probably think of probably an import. Or maybe like, a very lager-focused U.S. brewery, maybe. Something where you're just going to pick up something that's a very classic, well-made Pilsner.
But it's certainly, people here think it's craft beer quality things, not like they're putting it up against like Yingling as a purchasing choice.
I don't think so. Definitely kind of an add-on buy, or they're buying like 12 packs of a Trumer and something else is kind of like how I see it going down.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's the other thing is like they're selling 30. What's up, Nile? I don't know.
Oh, I was just going to say if Mike might have read the comments from Doug Valicki's post, there were some interesting comments. People were like kind of on 805, like, oh, that's good. 805 sucks. And
I didn't see any of the comments.
I would definitely drink Trumer over 805 for sure.
Yeah, I think a lot of those 500,000 barrels are 805. Yeah.
I wonder if 805, like they tried to break that off and make it its own thing, and I think they overestimated how much impact that would have outside of California.
I mean,
Because they pushed it here and had billboards and like we're trying to sell in Chicago, and I think it flopped. So
At the home of the place that did the area code beer.
right, exactly. 312.
Interesting play.
I thought their lager wasn't that good. You know, when they put out that lager option, like I don't think it really
Yeah.
was as good a quality
Yeah, that was
as
a couple-
Pivo,
yeah, I
obviously.
agree.
But I mean, maybe the step up from 805. I don't know. Like it's kind of like finding your place out there in this category, figuring out how you're going to grow in the next 5 to 10 years, and what does it look like. I think it's a real interesting question for Firestone Walker. I mean, maybe this presents a real great pivot move to a quality brand that can be grown nationally. I don't know.
I know that Matt Brynelson has had a long-standing admiration for Trumer. So I think he knows. They're both from kind of the Northern California area.
He's from Michigan, bro.
Firestone and him. And, well, I mean, okay. One is from Salzburg, Austria. The other's from Michigan.
So 0 for 2.
Okay. But I think Trumer was at the very first Invitational, I believe. And if I remember correctly, Matt Brynelson even like kind of bent the rules to allow them in, because originally it was supposed to be you bring a flagship and then something kind of like
And they were like, nope.
super special.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we just do Trumer. And I think they ended up doing either maybe they did like a dry hop version or like a Zwickel version or something like that. And that just shows that Matt wanted them there. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if that had something to do with it too.
Yeah,
just like the personal affinity for that brand.
That might lean into that kind of idea, like it was gonna fade away or go away,
Yeah.
in like a bigger way,
Right.
and that this was more of we like this beer and we like this brand and we want to keep it going,
Yeah.
while also making some money doing it.
It's interesting though. I mean, they had Pivo. Why not just try to build Pivo? Maybe it's just easier to take Trumer because it's so much bigger than Pivo, and it's just easier to kind of take it and kind of run with it. And it was there.
I bet Pivo could be as big as Trumer. I think my guess, and with no knowledge, my hot take is Pivo's too expensive to put in that position in a portfolio like they have. It's probably too complicated, more
Right.
complicated to make. It requires more raw ingredients and high quality raw
Yeah.
ingredients than something like an 805. And not that Trumer has lower quality ingredients, but like not having to dry hop it, not having to like filter it or centrifuge
Right.
it the way they're doing it, like, with all the wear
So
and
there's
tear
going
that
to be
puts on your equipment.
some
probably.
changes. I mean, I think are they going to keep the long neck bottles? Are they going to keep the green bottles? I mean, I drink the cans because it comes in green bottles.
Right.
I wish it came in dark long neck bottles. I mean, if they put it in dark long neck bottles, I would definitely be interested in having Trumer that way. I don't know if Firestone Walker is capable of that. They
They've
do kind of
never
the Sierra
done it.
Nevada.
Have they ever
it's
done
kinda-
long necks?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
they
they're
do
like
those
stubbies.
stubbies. Yeah, like the Sierra Nevada style bottle.
Yeah.
The can quality will probably go way up. I'm sure their canning machines are way nicer than the ones at Trumer.
Sure.
Yeah.
How much of a hand do you think the original Trumer Brewery has in any of that anymore? Do you think they just sold the rights and they don't have any oversight over it at all?
I think they're fairly separate, but no oversight. I don't know. I mean, they share a lot of the same branding and stuff like that.
Right.
So, I mean, they must have some say in it. I think they had a lot of say in green bottles. I think they were still green bottles because of Trumer in Austria.
Sure.
I think if it had just been up to the the California brewery, they would have gone to brown bottles. Would be my guess.
Got to be easier to source brown bottles.
And just better every way.
How long have they been in the West Coast? I mean, I can't even remember when they launched. I mean, must have been 2005, 2007.
good
I
question.
can't really remember.
I don't know if that was
You guys know?
in the article.
What was the question? Sorry.
1600s, it looks like. 1600s, owned by the same family since... No, I'm joking. I don't know if it's...
What was the question?
When did they start brewing in California?
Oh. Yeah. Probably, I would guess maybe 16, 17 years ago
Oh, okay.
would be my guess.
Yeah.
But that's just speculation.
Would there be any trouble back at home to why they would want to cash out in the U.S. market?
Right. I mean, I would think they're probably equally
2004.
involved.
They started brewing in 2004 in Trimmer.
Okay, so 22
Berkeley.
years.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
That
wow.
might be on the cans.
Oh, okay.
It's part of
Yeah,
the
it's just kind of a
anti-Trump-
weird situation. Like, there's still this Austrian brewery. I mean, hey, who knows? Maybe this is a play for Duvel to acquire Trimmer in Austria too. Who knows?
Maybe.
Kind of foot in the door.
A little bank shot.
Yeah. But it sounds like Firestone is taking this over more than Duvel, although they are a wholly owned subsidiary of Duvel. So Duvel is taking it over.
Yeah, but it was definitely, it says Firestone
Yes.
Walker. So, like, however they're nested as business entities, clearly the Firestone Walker.
It's going under the
Shell-
Firestone
the shell
Walker
cover.
P&L.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And, man, what a rough, like, several years for the Bay Area, like, brewing community.
Yeah, I know.
Like, losing...
Was that the largest one left? I mean, 30,000
I
isn't
don't
that big,
know.
but
I mean, but it's not
not tiny. No.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you know of other bigger breweries? And I mean, like, well, would you consider?
I mean, well,
how
we had
big
Fort
is?
Point, and then we've got that the consolidation with
North Coast. Is
Hen House. I'm
Russian
not.
River,
I don't even think maybe they're 20 together. I don't know.
How big is Russian River?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
We
know.
should
I
dial
mean,
that in.
Yeah, they could be big.
I don't know if they're necessarily Bay. I mean, I guess they're Bay Area, but like
Sure, they're
Trimmer
a little
was
further north.
very much Bay Area.
Right,
I mean,
but
they
I'm
were in
saying
Berkeley.
that and Anchor and like
I know.
just massive institutions for
Yeah.
20 plus years.
21st Amendment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've been the whole like Brewers Guild many years ago. We consolidated just kind of the Bay Area Brewers Guild with the Northern California breweries as well, and so we had a pretty good run there with a large group of breweries. We had NorCal, and then we had the Bay Area, and then we had kind of so the guild was really big. But yeah, there's been a lot of attrition and a lot of shifting, and then we've changed quite a bit within the guild as well. But it's still kind of fairly inclusive in NorCal and then the Bay Area. So there's a lot of shifting parts for sure, or shifting
So,
things.
Nile, I know you're pretty famously ruthless when it comes to kind of the beer biz and your business acumen. So do you see this as really an opportunity for Mad Fritz to dominate the just Pilsner market or just beer market now that Trumer's out? Is this really were you like pulling strings in the background,
Did you make a bid?
I'm
Yeah.
waiting to jump in with my I mean, wouldn't that be nice? I don't have the capacity. It's my problem. I don't have the space. I need a bigger. I was just in negotiations with my landlord today. Like we're haggling back and forth, and it's great. I mean, that's what you need. You need a landlord that's willing to negotiate with you and work through terms. And it's tough because we're in an agricultural land trust in Napa Valley, so. You go over the hill in Sonoma and you can kind of stretch your legs out. You can do quite a bit more, but over here, I get a bit locked in to being over here, which it's got its benefits commercially if people are coming to Napa Valley and need a beer. But in general, like growth-wise, it's going to be hard to do much where I'm at.
It's almost like you need a building that used to house a brewery that is no longer going to be there. I think he was pulling strings, making this deal happen, so the property in Berkeley would open up, and he could just slide right in on pennies on the dollar
There you go.
and start making 50, 60, 70,000 barrels of
Mad
barrel
Fritz
fermented artisanal
naturally carbonated
ales using trucked in Napa and Sonoma water.
Yeah. Let me go downstairs. I'll go ask my wife, see what she thinks. And then
Yeah. Anyway, it makes sense to me. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happened. If we all look back and say, so that was the tipping point.
That
for
son of a bitch
Mad.
did it.
He did it. He did
he
it.
did it. Yeah, crushed it. Origin beer taking over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Origin. That's right.
It's interesting to see. I mean, you've talked about this quite a bit, Chris, is this consolidation. I mentioned this in email earlier. Is like we have seen the consolidation of brands. I mean, your Jake's third eye was burning. I don't know, maybe your internal chakra was correct in this, is that, there is such a consolidation it's a brewery with all these multiple brands, and that's really where we're leaning currently, and just for survival.
Yeah, I mean, and you do make a good point, and something that we should be clear on is, they didn't buy the property, they didn't buy the brewery, they bought just essentially the rights to production and sales and branding rights. So, as has been mentioned here, I don't know if it was one of our predictions for the future, but it's definitely been mentioned that buying brands is definitely something that's going to happen. That we predicted accurately, much like brown ales, Jake. And it's just the way where they're going to be, buying up brands.
Yeah, I mean, there's no
hopefully
reason to
it goes
buy,
well.
There's no reason to buy the physical locations. I think you look back at like when ABI was buying the whole brewery, and you're like, they're doing that. You look back at it now, and you're like, well, they're doing that for like almost goodwill. They don't need the production space of these breweries to make these things, right? But they know that if they just went in, bought the brands, and shut all the breweries down, then everyone would give them double middle fingers. So
yeah, no consumers are tracking these transactions in the same way.
Right.
I think with Trumer, which is what makes it an interesting brand to purchase, is that it does feel European. I mean, it is European in origin. I don't think I would be interested to survey all the Trumer drinkers, how many of them actually know, excuse me, that it's not made in Europe. I mean, aside from Californians who might be in that area, I think there is that interesting play of that it could be this kind of European angle that is very separate from what Firestone Walker is currently doing. I know Pivo has a little bit of that branding, but maybe that's the thought too. Maybe imports come back and they have this kind of brand to kind of like a market in that space.
All right, let's make some predictions now, if we want. In 5 years, Trumer, what is its presence on the West Coast, and what is its presence here in Chicago? I'll let you, Nile, take the West Coast one, and maybe we here can say where we see it being in Chicago, and or if we want, we can kind of extrapolate on that. You have any?
Me to go first?
I mean, I don't know.
What I would like to see is to see it grow and double in size and become a very stable, large portion of American Pilsner market. But if I'm being more sober about it, Firestone Walker is notorious for killing non-profitable or less profitable darlings. So if I'm being
Pale 31, DBA is still around,
right?
So that is around,
but like significantly retracting them.
Oh, for sure.
And so,
Wookie Jack,
given the way that they behave in the market, I can't imagine it grows unless something happens where we're splitting the tea or something. But unfortunately, I think it's probably going to diminish and maybe become like a Northern California only kind of thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. I think it's a great beer. I like that it's here. But
Yeah.
it just seems
Any other takes?
Splitting the T, not the G. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
right.
man.
There's some viral way of chugging Trummers that becomes popular.
For some reason, it just becomes wildly and unexpectedly popular. I guess is what you
and it does it on its own because I don't
Yeah.
think they're going to spend much time and energy trying to grow the Trummer brand instead of trying to grow whatever else they're making. Unless they look at unless there's like a balance sheet or like a recipe where it's like, wow, this is actually really cheap to make, and if we could grow this, it would make us way more money. But for a brewery that I love very much, they're obviously very bottom line driven.
Is Trummer aligned on distributors? I know they're Lakeshore locally, but are they with AB distributors elsewhere, or is it kind of?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Who's
Be
Firestone
curious
Walker
that-
with?
Yeah, who's Firestone with?
That's another question that you guys kind of raised with the Maplewood merger with Half Acre. Is the distribution link? I think those are good questions. How they're able to scale it. It could. I mean, Pilsner is a very popular style nationally. They could scale that. It could represent a shift into kind of a premium lager category with better margins. And maybe they're looking, when they did the acquisition, they looked at production numbers and they're like, yeah, we can, this is just a smidge over 805. Like maybe this is the move. And maybe they premiumize, the lager category a little bit, knowing that people are wanting something with some authenticity, with a different brand that separates, let's say, from that kind of Firestone Walker branding. I mean, this is a pretty substantial brand, I would say, in contrast to, like out in the marketplace. It has good brand differentiation. Although if everything swings towards ambers and brown ales, they're screwed.
Jake foretold their
Yeah.
demise.
Well, they're both with Lakeshore, because Trummer's with Lakeshore as well. So that would probably be helpful for them. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty skeptical generally as a rule. So my guess is it could just kind of stay on. It could still be in package. But like the branding is so different. Are they going to pick up on a completely different brand outline? Are they going to like have then totally different point of sale and merch and all that other stuff for it? Maybe they will. Maybe they'll just plug and play, and those people are professionals, and that's what they do. They're graphic designers and whatever, and they can just kind of run with it because they're really good at their jobs. But it just seems like for 30,000 barrels, maybe you can get it to 50, and then it's 10%, and that's good. Then it would probably be.
If they grow it to 50, that's great.
Yeah, that's great. Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm guessing they cut it in half.
Right. Okay. So you think in 5 years it's cut in half?
Like maybe it's 20.
Yeah. Yeah.
What happened? I mean, how scalable is the Firestone Walker facility? Can they keep just adding more, tanks outside and keep
It's a big ass
siloing?
place. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're constantly shifting their product mix. Like they're,
Yeah.
I'm sure they can grow more, like they add more capacity to it, but they're always taking things out that aren't performing the way they want to, trying new things,
Yeah.
doing different stuff. And so if this takes up capacity that they want to put, I don't know, whatever the an electrolyte beer or whatever the fuck the next thing is. Sorry.
Yeah. Whatever. That I won't cut out.
Yeah. Whatever the next thing is, like they're gonna do
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah, I mean, that is one thing that I think maybe Doug and I feel differently about, just based on his Beer Crunchers article, which is Trummer lands in good hands, as I think essentially what it said. And I think it does from a production
yeah,
standpoint.
they're gonna make it taste good. It's
They're
gonna
going to
taste
make
the
it
same.
great.
Yeah.
It's going to taste amazing. Brynolfsson's awesome. Brynolfsson cares about it. But I don't know. I thought that was kind of like...
Can't be better hands than their own hands. Like not to
Can't be better
what you
hands
were about to say,
than their
but-
own hands. Yeah, right.
Yeah, they got to like keep the identity Like they got to double down on, or restrain themselves on not letting their identity cross over into the pills. So like you can make it more exportable in other territories and like keep that that Austrian identity behind it. Yeah, like
I also wonder if it's like they've clearly fallen off here somewhat, for
Firestone or Trimmer.
Firestone.
right.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a way for them to like. There's other markets that are like that for the Firestone brand, and maybe it's like a bring along or something where I don't know who sells more beer, Trimmer or Firestone, but
Why do you think that? So yeah, I'm curious. Why do you think?
What do you mean who sells more beer, Trimmer or
in
Firestone?
Chicago.
Oh, in Chicago.
But there was a time where like everyone was drinking Firestone Walker here,
Right.
and then it kind of dissipated. And,
Yeah.
But Trimmer seems to stay at the similar level. But maybe that's just kind of I come here once a week, and
I mean, if they're doing right, exactly, and if they're doing 30,000 nationally, how much are they doing in Chicago? I mean, probably a couple
a few
thousand.
thousand, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not zero.
It's not zero, but how much does Firestone really? I mean, hey, they're adding a couple thousand barrels to here if they just keep doing it exactly
Right.
the same.
This is a tough market too. Like, not that we should make it Chicago centric, but this is a tough place to sell
Right.
beer if you're not from here. It's a tough place to sell beer if you are
Yeah.
from here, but yeah.
That's why I'm thinking just like kind of stay away from the California identity. If they're able to just like introduce this as a premium Pilsner, we don't necessarily have anything dominant in that space here. Like that's how they do it.
Yeah, because I remember distinctly like learning that it was made in Berkeley, and half being like, "Oh shit, it's gonna be more fresh," and then being like, "Is it as good as Austria?" And, like, and so maybe like using some of that, both of those things, like it's way fresher, but it's made just like Austria.
Sure. We'll see. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure that I agreed that it kind of landed in good hands.
Why do you think Firestone would have picked it up if they didn't have plans to grow it? Or are you saying they would have plans to grow it, but they'll...
Well, if I'm to believe what Mike is saying, that they're going under anyway, and they
That's
could just kind of like pick it
Ricochet
up.
from what Doug was saying. So that's
Okay.
that's
Right.
interpolated from interpolation.
So it sounds like, yeah, I mean...
We heard it from you, Mike, though.
Exactly.
I'm his inside source.
So let's say Gambrinus,
why are you
thought that it
laughing?
wasn't profitable, so they picked it up. Maybe it was something that Brynelson like personally had some affinity towards, and it was a small enough thing where they just kind of grabbed it and they all knew it and thought it made sense to give a go. I'm not saying their intent is to do that. I'm just saying, how invested are they in keeping this beer? Oh, whatever. Maybe they don't need to. Maybe they're like, no, this beer needs a new identity. But
There's also like
who knows?
there's no indication of this necessarily, but like 500 is a nice round number that very well could be a benchmark that they were intending or wanting to hit. And this is a convenient way to be like, no, we can hit that now. Be like I don't know, it's probably different than private equity, but I'm
the
sure
way to
there's-
stave off decline if
I'm
you
sure-
have a...
right.
We
could. Well, they're not. Yeah,
Growth
'cause we're
through
not going to just
acquisition.
magically make 40,000 barrels or 20,000, 30,000 barrels of more beer, but we can just acquire this brand, and then we could be like, hey, we did. And so
Yeah, I think Jake's right. I think that, and you're both right on that. I think that's exactly it. You can kind of just keep the growth curve going, and we don't even know what the agreement is. Maybe it's just a royalty thing, like you pay us 2% of all sales, or maybe it's some little margin thing so you can use the Trumer name, and off you go. Right? I mean.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's got to be a really nice deal for Firestone for them to even consider it. They're big, but just taking on a 30,000 barrel brand is an interesting size to bring on, I think. And it's got to be just really good terms for Firestone, I would imagine.
I mean, that feels
Yeah.
like the uncanny valley for a lot of breweries, or it used to be like, you're good, you're regional, and now it's just like, what happens between like, 25, 30, and 80 is just like,
And 500.
it's an abyss, like.
I think that's what
Yeah,
Halicki
500.
was kind of alluding to, is that, we all kind of have our little territories as breweries. At least I guess there's two of us here that make beer, or three of us here that make beer. But it's Jake. You don't make beer, do you? I'm sorry.
I don't brew the beer. So no, I don't make beer personally, but I am at a brewery.
He works at a brewery.
Yeah. Okay. So okay. It's you kind of know your territory, right? As I was describing here where I'm at. But yeah, I mean that's what Velicki was kind of alluding to. Is here you have like a 30,000 barrel brewery that's kind of pulled through COVID and gotten out of it, and then continued to grow back to where they were pre-COVID. It's pretty solid growth, considering the environment, and but yeah, they still can't make it.
Well, time will tell. Why don't we take a quick break, freshen our drinks, and then come back with the rest of the show? How's that sound, Mike?
Sounds great.
All right. Well, then we'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Beer Temple podcast. I'm your co-host, Mike Shalauviz Busbroom, here with Chris Quinn of the Beer Temple, Niles Zacherle of Mad Fritz, Rich Bloomfield of Funkytown, and Jake Guidry of Hopewell. Hopewell, 10 years old.
10 years old. We made it.
When are you guys celebrating that?
We're celebrating our anniversary party April 11th.
Wow.
Yeah. Our official
Coming
anniversary was in February, but no one wants to party in February
This
in
is a
Chicago.
theme on
so
this show.
we push it back a little.
Yeah, ours was January.
Yeah.
Ours was January 7th, I think. Just like a
Terrible
January.
That's a
time.
hard
J6,
time.
baby.
Yeah. There you go.
You were a big J6 guy even before it happened.
Well, we opened in celebration of it.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Preemptively.
Yeah.
Preemptive J6.
Exactly. I just have a feeling I'm going to open up the day after.
People are going to need a drink.
Yeah, people are going to need a drink.
Anywho.
Anyway, pardon my... let's move on. So, what are we talking about, Mike?
Well, we were talking about a brewery that's taken a brand that we hope doesn't diminish it and make it smaller. Hopefully they grow it. And then there's a brewery that's been around for quite a while that is put out a projection that they seem pretty confident in hitting. That is, in my brain, cuckoo bananas.
Is this Hop and Frog you're talking about?
This is Hop and Frog. They're going to make a 99% ABV stout in a 2-ounce can. No, it's Abita. The Abita plans to double production to 170,000 barrels in 2026. Launches beverage platform. So that's the article on Brewbound. That's the title. And what they're saying is that Abita made about 80,000 barrels of their own beer, and they contracted another 15,000 barrels last year. And they're saying that between beer they're going to brew, an RTD cocktail thing that they're called Upbeat that they're really pushing this year, and an uptick in contracting, they're going to go from 80,000 barrels, which is a lot of beer, to 170,000 barrels in 1 year.
How is that possible?
I haven't, like that, this is 2016 stuff. This is 2014 stuff. This is like open field running, as our friend who lied to us directly on the podcast said. Like, it's not just beer. So they have an RTD brand. That's a vodka-based cocktail brand. They have a distillery. They've had a distillery for a very long time. They have quite a big distillery, actually.
Well, maybe it's open field running and you're naked too.
Right.
You make these statements.
Streaking.
Right. Well, or you took some money and you said, we're going to do this. And now you're like, we're doing this. Jake, you were saying when we were reading the article out loud together beforehand that they must have had some very, very big contract already set up to put a number like this out.
Yeah, I can't
And
imagine making this projection without someone lined up. But
as you were saying that, we got to the part of the article that says they don't. The company is actively seeking additional clients in the range of 5,000 to 20,000 barrel producers.
You're making a projection that big, and you're actively seeking 20,000 barrel producers. That's that's a huge chunk of that added like 80,000 barrels that they're projecting. So.
A 20,000 barrel contract client is big.
Yes.
You need 8 of them. You need 6 to 8 of them.
Yeah, 4 of them. 4 of them to double, right?
To hit this projection. I can't remember where in this they're saying. So like
they're going from 80 to 170.
80,000 barrels of beer, 15,000 barrels of contract beer last year. I can't find in the article where they're projecting how much of their production of barrels, like that barrelage, is going to be this upbeat cocktail thing they're doing. But there still means they're looking for.
If they don't have anyone, if they truly do not have anyone lined up, I am not buying this at all.
I mean,
then what do you think it is in that case?
It's we talked about this offline as well, but it's some sort of play to get bought or appease investors in some way. I mean, how are they upgrading facilities? Is that right, Mike?
Yeah, it said that in the last year, they've spent $6 million upgrading mostly packaging equipment, but also given what they're saying, given the ability to expand by 40% capacity, upgrade its infrastructure.
That's crazy investment to not have anyone lined up.
Yeah,
to fill that capacity, and just on pure, we're gonna enhance our marketing and go to market strategy that much that we're gonna double. Right. In 1 year, that is...
And to be a little hot take about it, like, a bank don't give you money like that, you know?
Exactly.
A bank isn't like, well, we can see you guys adding. Like, that's got to be some sort of investment group.
So they're going to add 90,000 brewer barrels in a year, right?
Well, no, less. So they brewed 80,000 barrels, and then they had 15,000 barrels of contracts. So that's 95,000 barrels. So they're trying to add 65,000. So, but still, they're trying to add the largest independent brewery, double the largest independent brewery in Chicago. Like they're going to add
when do you think's the last time a brewery has added 60,000 barrels in a single year? When do you think was the last time
that
isn't
happened? AB or somebody?
Never.
Yeah. An American
scale? No.
Yeah.
Even when things were booming, but like.
Lagunitas, maybe? Lagunitas might have done it, maybe.
They should have bought Trumer. They should
exactly. Zing.
That would get them almost halfway there.
Yeah, that'd get them halfway there, man.
It's apparently in 2014 they made 161 barrels of a beat up beer. So like
in 2016,
they've been to that level.
Well, that's the thing that also makes me kind of like, okay, these people have been here for a while. They kind of have seen ups and downs, and they have to be pretty darn savvy at this point.
Right.
Like,
but why wait to this point then? Why would they be?
Why
would they know?
It
makes me think like
what if Rogue
there must
said
be
this
something
a year ago?
missing.
You would have been like, well, they've been around a while. They're probably fine. Like just because someone's been around a while, like. Also, like, I wouldn't trust their business savvy.
I think of them
over the last
as Rogue.
Brother, over the last 10 years, they cut their productions.
That's my point. Is like how do you just gain that back in 1 year?
I think they're betting all on the RTD.
Yeah,
right.
Like that's the
and
only
RTD
way.
Being an RTD co-backer, right? There's gonna be like, bring it all here. Honestly, like by THC falling out, it's gonna hurt them a bunch for this projection.
RTD production, there is a lot of space for that, or I should say, there's a lot of potential clients if you're in that space of co-packing, because a lot of people who get into RTD are not producers. They are not beverage people. They are ideas people, and they don't understand, or they lack the knowledge and the skills of how to navigate a beverage business. So they need skilled operators, a place like Abita. So that's what I think for sure is what's going to make up the biggest chunk of that expanded production. But again, they got to have somebody lined up, at least a portion of that projected.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't disclose any of that. It's totally possible they do. Like maybe George Clooney's making his NA beer there.
Crazy Mountain.
Get bent, George. Kick rocks.
You already got your tequila.
Stay out of it. We don't need you. we don't want you.
Unless you want to invest in Hopewell, then George, hit me up, dog.
Actually, say
Right.
George, you like saisons, George?
A few offers here for you.
But also the kick rocks, dude, until you do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Louisiana is a small market too, though.
Yeah.
Like I kind of think they have to have like some distribution deals set up, and they're planning on killing it with the RTDs because in certain ways the South can be behind on some things, and like there's a huge opportunity there for them. I mean, even though I still think they're, cooking the books with those numbers, but like, I think all
Some
the
doesn't
growth
make
is coming
sense,
from
right?
RTDs.
When you look at a number this big, like part of it's got to be there. Like, well, we used to sell this much beer in Chicago, so why can't we sell that much Purple Haze in Chicago again, right? Like it's like things are different. Like
Bring back Turbo Dog.
do they sell? Yeah, Turbo Dog. Do they sell beer here anymore?
I'm sure they do.
Where though?
Daisy's
I
Po'
don't know.
Boys, this restaurant.
Okay,
yeah,
that makes sense.
That's
That's very specific.
Ina May, maybe?
That's a very New Orleans.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
Ina May
Yeah.
too. Yeah, like
Rich, you know that you know the area, you went to school down there. Like, how do you think of Abita as maybe a regional hub, like this like co-packing? I mean, thinking about the South, you don't hear of it. There's not really a ton of regional players. Is Abita making? Is that part of their angle here?
that's what I think, man. Like just from the brewers that I know in the South, like again, the regulations are different in every state, but like you've seen smaller brewers, I think in the South even have a hard time growing because like the downside pressure from all the regionals, like just kind of pushing them out, and they probably have a play. They've dominated that area for so long. They're probably going to use their name for some brand extensions like the RTDs. Like it'd be crazy to think that Abita is coming back like that, but.
Yeah,
I mean, 80K is a lot of beer still. Like that's
Maybe
not,
they've
that's
made
not a
like deals
joke,
with
but-
like all the SEC football teams to do like branded beer.
I mean, that's totally possible, dude.
I mean, like
but,
maybe
but,
they're doing like
but they don't sell beer in the stadiums.
some of them they do.
They do.
Yeah,
All right.
They've changed that.
Okay. NIL
As
money
a
make
as
everyone
a
go
as
crazy.
a SEC football
College,
fan.
Right.
Yeah, right. College football is
no
different.
beer in college stadiums, only betting.
Yeah. You can only DM the athlete who
I mean,
messed
yeah,
up your bet.
exactly.
And ruined his life. Yeah.
Is it insane? Yes. Is it impossible? No. Like, if they're active and they find these things,
It would be pretty historic, though, right?
It would be, and you know what? I hope it happens.
I do too.
I hope it's real.
Yeah, I
and
do too.
And like, I think someone being like, all of these people are being so pessimistic about beer and beverage alcohol, and they're like double middle fingers to all you people. We're gonna make all of it. We're gonna diversify this. Like, it's the Edmar model, just at like 80,000 barrels to 60,000 barrels instead of
Right.
2,000.
I mean, if it does happen, I think we'll be happy, but we'll also be like, holy crap, they actually did it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be one of those things like, what the heck?
I hope there's an article a year from now. It's like Abita is up 100%.
Yeah, I'm setting a Google
Right.
alert to this because this is going to be fascinating.
That alone
to
would
watch.
change the numbers of like
Yeah.
craft beers, like percentage up or down. Like,
Ooh, is that a segue?
if they,
It would make up like all the BA like growth if there was any growth.
yeah,
you know?
right. And if they count all of Boston Beer's shenanigans as craft beer, then they
Which
have
do
to
they
count
still?
Abita's.
Do they
Yeah.
count St. Adams?
Twisted Tea is a
Twisted
craft
Tea is
beer,
a
baby.
craft-
I
BA
love-
defined craft brewery.
Twisted tea.
Still never had one.
Hey, Wikipedia has them at 175,000 barrels. But then it says they kind of peaked out at
The article says they peaked out at 161.
okay.
So they're-
2011 they produced 130.
It says
Yeah,
20.
Wikipedia is not always that up to date.
This says 2014. It produced. It would be its largest output since it produced 161,000 barrels in 2014.
That's crazy. I mean, who just says we're gonna make more beer than we did 12 years ago, and we're gonna do it in 12 months?
Well, it's not. I think part of it is like it's not just beer. It's also these RTDs that they
Right.
see as big growth models. It's them having a bunch of, and that was probably that 161 was them making Purple Haze and Turbo Dog, right? It wasn't like,
Sure.
but now it's like they're like we're making, lemonade
twisted,
upbeat and strawberry
twisted
upbeat
liquid po' boy.
in every size can that anyone could have possibly
And
wanted.
quicker
Yeah.
turnaround on
Yeah.
those things.
Right.
Right.
I know.
But meanwhile, you got like Tilray, who's buying up all these craft breweries, and we
That's
don't
a whole
know
nother
really
thing.
what they're doing.
Now, who would be? Yes, would anyone be surprised if like you just found out that Tilray was like a shell, like a pyramid scheme, and it just all deflated overnight? I would not be surprised.
No,
I mean, there's the amount of money that they just throw at everything that you're like,
well,
and then you just don't
Til-
hear of any of them ever again.
well, Tilray is a Canadian-based
Yeah,
THC company.
right.
That was
Yeah,
clearly
but
just
all
like
the Canadian
that got
pension
all the
funds
money.
was
go
getting
downhill.
ready to be like when the U.S. makes all this legal, we're gonna swoop in and take all of it, and then didn't grow, and then acquired growth by buying those breweries because it had a ton of money,
When they were cheap.
and the money's gonna run out, and all those breweries are gonna go away.
Where do you
Unless-
think they're getting all the money, Tilray? I mean, are these pension funds? Like, what,
Right.
I mean, where
Maybe,
is this money coming from?
I mean, it's not AI, so it's probably not pension funds, but
My guess is it was when THC, when weed was like the hot thing a year and a half ago, or 2 years ago, or 3 years
well,
ago.
they were early
now.
to it, so it was more than more
Right.
than that. But like, they probably raised a ton of private equity money.
Ton of private equity money.
And then there were benchmarks to like get more of it, and that's based on volume
Right.
or sales, and then they acquired those. They're like, it's cheaper for us to buy these breweries and acquire sales or dollars of sales in these categories.
And when it becomes federally legal, we are better positioned now than ever, but we have to just stay here. We're ready. We're just waiting. We're going to dominate.
Right.
Enough for these people to just like keep just not asking for their money back, I guess. I don't know.
well, I think they're hitting the benchmarks, so they don't just get their money back. They don't get to like foreclose on it, or they don't get to like liquidate it, because they're like, well, we technically hit that much in sales because we bought like this 50,000 barrel brewery, and they did this much in sales last year. Like, that's what I see happening there. Like,
Who knows? We were talking about growth and how if a beta goes up by a gajillion barrels, it would move the needle for all of craft beer. I have some good news about craft beer.
let's go.
The total beer at benchmark for the first... Wait, this doesn't make sense. All right, I'll just read it. The BPI, the Beer Purchasers Index from the National Beer Wholesalers Association, revealed that for the first time in nearly 2 years, distributors are not planning to purchase less beer than the previous month.
Hey, let's go.
Let's
not
go.
less. Not less.
Imports are up
Distributors, who needs them?
8% year over year, 12 plus 12 month over month. Hard seltzer also is up 13 year over year, and below premium is also up 7%. And with a reading of 23, I don't know what that 23 means. Craft remained in the BPI basement. But
Thanks, Chris.
but posted year over year +3 and month over month +4 gains. And premium regular was up, and cider was up 7 points and 3 points month over month. So even
So people are drinking.
People are drinking.
people are
Drinking's back.
drinking,
Fear of a recession.
right? Maybe that is cheap,
If you don't got it, spend it.
right? I mean, it's probably the cheapest way to drink. It's cheaper than cocktails and cheaper than wine and
The
all
gas
that
you spend
stuff.
to go get the beer.
Right. Well, they all just DoorDash now. They all spend $50 for this convenience of having a
Everything's so
$10
expensive.
six-pack.
You just walk to the corner and get it, but now we got to DoorDash it.
Yeah.
It's everyone. It's just so ingrained.
So that was good news.
It was good news. So for the first time in nearly 2 years, they've bought more beer. I was shocked that that's... How could that be true? That, like, they haven't bought, like...
I think
seasonally, like even when the season comes, they're still buying less than the month before.
don't
That
know.
is
I think-
bananas.
I think there's some things happening where the larger breweries, because they were the ones growing 20% on 80 to 100,000 barrels or whatever, are now stalling or rescinding or taking losses for tax purposes. Mm-hmm. And people that are making like real local, the way that we actually want craft beer to be, are not all booming, but like we're up, like we're doing well. Like people are buying beer differently.
Right.
It could
And, like,
be.
We're not even in
it
scan
could-
data.
Well, I don't know. I mean, this is a little bit of a Hail Mary a bit, but could be fourth quarter depletions and going into first quarter. And I mean, it's hard to know how these numbers kind of are put together. So it could just be that, yeah, there was a bunch of beer purchased for fourth quarter. It got depleted, and there was pretty good purchasing in first quarter. And as we go in the second quarter, things are looking up a little bit, like sustain those numbers. Like we have pretty good throughput, but it's still not the same throughput we've had in the past.
Right. No, it's not. And it looks like it's still. I'm looking at, even though it's up, it looks like that number I was talking about was their index number, and I guess it's it says an index above 50 means that volume in that segment is expanding, and that if the index is below 50, it means it's contracting. So essentially, it says that imports are up, below premium is expanding, and FMB/seltzer is up, and then overall it's even, and then everything else is down, and craft is down the most. But that doesn't, I guess, seem to.
But Alvita's going to come
That
up
sounds
with
like bad news, Chris.
180.
That's right,
barrel.
Albita. My good friend Albita. He's going to take care of everything.
Wait, but Chris, what you just said, it sounds like bad news. Like craft
Well,
beer is
we're
down.
Well, I don't know. It seemed like it was good news at the time. It increased in points, even though it's still down.
So instead of
it's
being
down less.
So instead of being down
less, down less.
Oh my God,
We're almost at the floor.
Oh, Chris, this is very bad news still, dude. Like, what are you talking about?
We're down less. That's all I'm saying. We're down less, baby.
Yeah,
we're back.
We were down bad before, though. We're still down pretty bad.
Yeah, we're still down pretty bad. It's okay.
Well.
You're fine. Can saisons. It's the Abita of Chicago.
They're flying, baby.
That's it. I think but this also goes to a prediction that someone made who was speaking through me. Was that late this year? I think we're gonna hit rock bottom, and then we're gonna start pulling up. So I think we're going down, but I think we're doing this. So we're still going down, but we're going down. We're decelerating.
Disinflation.
Right, but it's still going down, and then we'll hit rock bottom, bang, 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 and then start climbing back up again.
Yeah, the climb's going to be
Maybe slow.
Slow and
It might be
steady.
go like this, and then kind of like bump around the bottom and like scrape along for a while.
Or,
Are
yeah.
you
And
ready
then-
for
and then
fourth
up.
wave craft beer? What does that look like? I'd be curious. The next resurgence.
Yeah. What
What are we
does a
gonna
fourth
see?
wave?
What
I
is?
We won't know. If we knew, we'd all be billionaires.
That's true. I'm
we'd
calling
know.
brown ale.
Yeah.
What do you
That's
think,
what I
what
got.
do you
Brown
think Gen
ale.
Z is going to actually drink when they have money?
Cask. English. Classic cask ale.
I mean, brother, they're drinking Guinness, so it's not.
That's
That's
true.
actually for the first time not insane. That
I
might
mean, they
be
might
the thing
drink.
the kids want.
I mean, who knows? I mean, we might be a little ways away from a craft beer resurgence. We just need a beer resurgence,
Yeah, they're gonna drink a bunch of lagers. That's what I go with.
Lagers.
and then they'll. There needs to be a progression. They need to first drink beer again,
Yeah.
and then start exploring beer.
Yep.
I think.
Yeah, but every generation like that needs something that they feel like is theirs.
Right.
Right, you got to thumb your nose at the last generation or what you think your parents were into, and like then you have to have your own thing.
Well, here's what I
So,
get.
like,
I guess they
they're
have
not
to
gonna be
start.
drinking
They have to start
IPAs.
brewing it.
They're not going to be drinking IPAs, that's for sure.
They will not be brewing it.
No.
Some of them will.
I mean, it has to be of them then, from what you're saying. I just have to. The good thing for me is whoever makes, I just buy it. And then
That's. I mean, I do think that's why like
you,
brought
for
like
you.
that '90s kind of mode of brew pubs and all that of like, yeah. Again, beat that drum. You know, ambers, browns, like malty beers.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that it like we're talking about what our parents drank, or you know, Zoomers' parents. At this point, those people's parents were drinking hazy IPAs. So the
Right.
resurgent styles are going to be these ones from the 90s, early 2000s when it hits again. So, I mean, if I had to bet, I think we're within 10 years
But
of another
what
resurgence.
style? What style has seen a resurgence in terms of beer?
We're not in it yet. We're not in it
It's
yet.
going to be whatever, like,
Oh.
whatever the 90-minute to Edward difference is, right? Like that, like whatever 90-minute IPA to Hill Farm says Edward, where like no one was making something like that. That's going to be whatever the thing. Whatever weird Gen Z people decide to start a craft brewery, they're going to be making some shit like that.
I think dark beers. I mean, Guinness is like
it's gonna be
I think
so
is
different than what we're
precursor to that.
thinking.
I mean, maybe how so?
I don't know, but if we were in 1996 and we were like,
I think it's a paradigm
man,
that we
all-
can't see.
and
We're
and
not
we,
in
and,
it.
And
We
we were
don't
like,
know.
damn, all the brew pubs
No,
just
but I
closed.
think
What's
I
going to be
think
the
Jake's
popular
onto
style in
something.
2018?
I think
Go on,
Jake
Mac.
was very interested to hear what you
Yeah,
just
go on.
said.
Yeah, I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
I think Jake's onto something. It's the antithesis of what, you know, that the generation, our generation, the generation before us, whatever. It's like hoppy, bitter, hazy, juicy, whatever. Ambers and brown ales, I mean, they're so good. They're so good. And it's the antithesis of those styles, of the bitter styles. It's malty. I mean, it can be dry, it can be crisp, it can be barrel aged. There's so many things we can do with them. So I kind of agree. Like people, it's a little bit of a backlash sort of thing. I want malt. I want to taste a beer. I don't want to taste hops. I want to taste a beer. And so, you know, I always feel like in our lineup, we got to have a couple ambers, you know, whether it's a Doppelbock, an Alltail, or something like that. You got to have some ambery beer because they always sell, you know. So I kind of agree with Jake.
Thank you, Nile.
All right. He kind of
Validation
agrees with
means
you.
everything to me.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I like that question though. What does the fourth wave of craft look like?
Chris, you're gonna love beer when you're like 70. The way the craft beer is moving, there's gonna be all these breweries doing English styles. You're gonna be living the life in retirement.
Right.
The fourth wave, it will happen on social media though, so you have to be ready for
Maybe.
that. It's gonna be
Right.
somebody that's just like dominant. At,
But
like,
what is the social media going to be at that point, right?
It's gonna be like
Shit piped
VR.
into your brain.
This is gonna be
Exactly.
drinking pints at the pub on VR.
Right.
Yeah, they just like inject it into your liver. And they're
Yeah,
like, this is great, man.
yeah. They just
DoorDash it
hit
to
your
your
liver
liver.
with negative points.
Yeah, exactly. You
Always
just
sit in
have,
our pods
You have an
and-
avatar that you hang out with and have a great time with.
He's a good guy, dude. I like Avi. I like him.
Yeah,
He might not be real, but he gets me,
he gets me.
and he causes me to hallucinate sometimes.
You don't get me.
You don't get me like Avi gets me.
Exactly. Okay. Is it time for letters?
Let's do some letters.
Okay. So, we have some letters. We have one from a long time, not first time, letter writer. Electronic letter writer, but also, I think, a handwritten letter writer as well. This is from our friend. Did we already read this?
I think we read this like 2 weeks ago. And
No, we
sorry,
haven't.
Jack. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you
I've
saying
I've
that
read it a
Chris
couple
cuts
times,
and
but I don't know if we
pastes?
read it on the show.
No, I have it as future letters.
Great.
Okay. Tell me. All right. Hey, Serge,
cut and
Mike,
paste
and
or
Chris. I occasionally pull untapped data, mine in public, to run some metrics, trends, etc. Turns out, oh wait, maybe we did read this. Make a note
You
of
guys
this.
are like the modern day Bob and Doug McKenzie's over there.
We are.
Come on.
Just fucking idiots? Is that what you mean?
No.
Did you make a note of this for real? I have to edit this out. 28 minutes.
Stays in, dude. This stays
Well,
in.
all right. I'm making a note. Thank you.
I deleted it from the outline. You added it back.
You got any more letters?
Yeah, I do. As a matter of fact, I do. I have someone saying he sent no subject, and he said,
Always a good sign.
yeah. He says that he thinks we should monetize our
No.
Guess the Beer at Home segment. He's a BJCP judge, and he likes to. He says we poo-poo. He says, I know you guys poo-poo the BJCP on a pretty regular basis. But it'll be a lot of fun to judge with either of you at a competition. I don't know if we do that. Do we? We don't ever. I think poo-poo the BJCP.
I think canonically there's a lot of like probably me saying that I don't think about BJCP style categories when we're making beer.
Right.
And that it's not important in that way.
Right.
I don't think we poo-poo people that pursue that and people that like believe in that necessarily. It's just not what I think a lot of professionals. It has less bearing on what professional breweries should do.
Yes.
Is what we've said, and probably less diplomatically than that.
What do you guys think of BTBG guidelines?
Beer Temple
Beer Geek.
Beer Temple Beer Geek guidelines.
Is that what it stands for?
No, Beer Temple Beer Style. Well, I guess beer, against it.
BTBSG.
Beer Temple Beer Style.
Beer
styles.
B. Okay. Yeah.
A fathead
what's the
style
acronym?
ale.
Yeah. I mean,
We have a citrus style ale.
we'd have a citrus style ale
Yeah.
and an Ohio style branded ale.
Yeah. A West Coast style, Ohio style.
Yeah.
IPA.
Well, I was saying, but then you could have any. It could be anything, as long as it has style requirements are multiple fonts on label.
Our style guidelines, would have to include
For an Ohio
graphic
style-
design for an Ohio style imperial stout.
Yeah, or any kind of beer. It can be of any style.
Yeah, right.
I don't think I've had the Midwest IPA yet. I don't
Really?
know.
What about a Two Hearted? I think Two Hearted is the prototypical Midwest IPA. You've not had a Two Hearted before?
Well, yeah, I've had it, but it's been a little while.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
It
That's
doesn't
it.
come out here.
Right. Yeah. There used to be you don't really get them anymore. A Midwest style double IPA was definitely a thing. Like those double digit.
like the Floyd's, like
yes,
10%ers,
Dreadnought.
yeah.
Like a Dreadnought.
9-10%.
Yes.
Arctic Panzerwolf. Ooh.
Arctic Panzerwolf, OG NVU was definitely in that vein,
100%.
right?
When it was 10%.
Yeah.
in a bomber.
Your flagship was a 10% bomber of double IPA. I mean, talk about
In my
like a
day,
West
kids,
Coast.
We had bombers of 10% IPAs.
Maybe that's what's going to come back, you know? Bombers of 10% double IPA. You never know.
I hope
You
not,
never
dude.
know.
I hope not.
Well, hey, you don't know.
Have to break the Mahines back out.
Anyway,
Revenge of the
God,
Mahines,
no
Dave,
dude.
Mahines, don't worry.
Dave, the BJCP judge, number C1193, says that he really enjoys playing along with the Guess the Beers, even though that he can't taste, but he really likes that we do it and wishes that we continue to taste beers on the show.
Great.
So thank you for taking time to mention that.
Seriously. That's
Dave,
honestly
I
like,
appreciate that.
One of the more fun things we've been doing that when we do it, we're like, this can't possibly be good audio content, but is very fun. So we'll keep doing it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dave.
We have another
Hey,
one. Oh, go on.
I was going to ask Rich a question because I don't know anything about his beers, and I'm just curious about what he's making.
Oh, well, I mean, we just focus on like traditional styles, really. So our flagship is an American Pale Ale with orange zest. Our whole thing is trying to bring new people into beer, so we focus on like low bitterness, low astringency. We do an amber ale, red ale, Baltic porter, Belgian wit, Belgian pale ale. Those are kind of like our regular seasonals that come through. 5% moderate alcohol level. Trying to like stay ahead of the curve to where we think beer drinkers are going. Like not too powerful. moderate alcohol levels so you can remember what's going on, and like introducing people, like finding like a bunch of drinkable on-ramps into beer so people can kind of build up their palate and, become beer nerds like the rest of us.
Love it.
That sounds delicious.
Appreciate it.
Sounds like a bunch of malty beers I want to drink. Am I right?
Yeah.
Malt is bad.
Yeah, we go pretty
Wit,
hard in the
too? Wit?
fall. We have, on like a business side, we have to kind of figure out how to space that out a little bit. Because we do like a
Hoodie weather.
we do an amber ale. We do our own a Marzen style, but it's an ale as well. We drop our Baltic porter. We got rid of our oatmeal milk stout because that's difficult to sell.
Sure.
And then we got an Irish red ale that all comes out like in kind of the fall winter. So yeah,
And red ales are interesting. I mean, that's another category like that. It's kind of like an amber, like it's malty, but it's not too malty.
yep.
I mean, people still love that.
There's not many on the market, man. Like that's another thing we try to do. Like if there's only like 2 red ales to compete against, like let's do a good red ale
Right.
and focus on being the only one.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not a bad idea. I mean, it's kind of like that not BJCP, but the BA. Get your World Beer Cup or your GABF medal. But enter
Medal.
into something
Yeah.
that
Six
it
people
doesn't have
entered.
80
we awarded
gajillion.
no medals.
You do, Mike? Do you do any like rye red saisons? I mean, I've had some good success with that stuff.
Yeah.
And you get this caramely, like the Belgian yeast, like they party with that stuff.
Yeah, in the fall, similarly in the fall, we rock with a bunch of crystal rye. Like Sugar Creek makes this incredible crystal rye that just like is a very unique, delicious malt that we use in pretty much every beer when the temperature drops below 40 degrees. But we also like then incorporate some of the Storjal malt they make, which is this very unique smoked malt. So make a beer that has sage, crystal rye, a little bit of like Storjal, alderwood smoked malt, and then we have one that's just those things without the sage. That is like a weirdly delicious, dry, smoky beer that we can only make because of the malts that Caleb's making. Like it wouldn't exist without Storjal malt and that crystal rye. It wouldn't work. It would be too astringent. It would be too weird and too unapproachable. But like a lot of people in our tap room, like that's their favorite beer, and they get upset when it's not on. And we're like, well, yeah, we're not gonna like have a rye smoked malt beer on all year round. They're like, why not? And we're like, I guess
That's the
you're,
thing,
you're
it's-
right, dude.
Those smoked beers, though.
Why not?
You're making me
It's
rethink
true.
this. But
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
you.
I mean, as long as it's pulling hard enough, I mean, and you have devoted people, it's always that like it's a question of, like do you keep it on or do you let it die and let them really want it again next time?
I think that's the way to go.
Yeah.
But
Any beer can be year round
Same
if
with
enough
food
people
items,
don't want it.
honestly.
Just
on our menu.
it sits on your line for a year.
any beer can be year round if people don't want it is an amazing.
Oh, sure, we got this smoked Meriton just ready to roll. all year.
Yeah. I mean, well,
We brewed it to be all year.
right. That's something
Just
we're
once.
dealing with right now is people being like, this is my favorite beer. Like taking taproom data and being like, okay, what do we do with that? And then being like, well, we doubled the batch size, and now it is a year-round beer. But yeah, we love that type of thing, and the ester profile of a saison and the phenolic profile of it works so well with specific smoked malts and specific like crystal malts that it's just not the style isn't known for. And so it doesn't taste like DuPont or something, but it has this like very specific, very drinkable, very delicious thing that happens.
How do you
So
work
you're
with that crystal
taking,
rye?
like-
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jinx.
I was curious how you, not to get too in the weeds, but how do you work with the crystal rye? I'm curious.
It's typically like we back it up with other rye too, because that in and of itself doesn't necessarily give you that like spicy thing. It's more like this like cherry Tootsie Roll kind of like candied thing. And so when we make those beers, it's like usually flaked rye, unmalted rye, malted rye, and that crystal rye all like in the same beer. Try to get a bunch of angles on how you can get rye character and get like the. It also helps, like it gives you this like fullness and this protein because our beers end up being very, very dry. So using that much rye in a bunch of different ways builds the body in a way that allows you to use small amounts of them and build the body, but have like a bunch of different types of character. Like it's something that I would have thought was silly when I was writing recipes at Pipeworks, being like, I'm going to use like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. I'm like, no, just like simplify it. But that's one of the few things where like when you layer different types of the rye in that, it develops way more character and texture.
There's a lot of fun to be had with rye. I feel like we've used it a little bit, but it can really get you doing different things in the brew house, which is fun. And yeah.
And like you can, we get all of everything that malted we get from Caleb at Sugar Creek, and then we get Janie's Mill like flakes, which behave very, very differently than a lot of the other like torrefied products you get from different parts of the country. For good and for worse.
Maybe that's the next. Maybe that's our next kind of realm of beer. Is that like we talk about bread. We go buy a bread, or you're thinking about buying some bread. Or ideally, you have some options, right? Mm-hmm. But when you buy beer, you can be like, hey, what grains did you guys use in this beer? Maybe that's the millennial Gen Z kind of, next paradigm as people are thinking about what grains their beers are made with, maybe. I mean, I'd love to see that.
We make a beer with this restaurant in Chicago called The Publican, and the beer was built around. They have like a huge bread making like kind of operation, and they use Janie's Mill products in that. So we bought exactly the same like batch of wheat for a batch of bread they were making that Janie's Mill flaked for us. Or rye, sorry, for a porridge bread they were making. We bought the same exact rye with some of that smoked malt because they used the grill a wood-fired grill in the restaurant a bunch, and basically tried to create a loaf of bread with like their chicken on it as the beer, and it's working really well. Like it's very weird. It doesn't taste like any other beer there, but it's like very much of that place and of the sources that they use for like their chicken and their wheat and their rye and their bread.
Do you pour it at your tap room, and how do people respond?
We do pour it at the tap room. People love it. They sell it at their restaurant in the West Loop too, and it's one of our volume-wise one of our better moving beers.
Yeah, there you go.
And it's like a touch of smoked malt, the way that they would like kiss things on the grill or like work with their wood-fired grill. And so we get to trick people into like liking smoked beer too, as part of the fun of that beer. And that's going to be in the airport soon too, which is going to be
that'll be
really funny to
dope.
Trick people who don't
At the
know.
Publican, or
don't know they're drinking smoked beer into liking smoked beer.
we'll get them converted.
It's like it's like 0.5% to 1% smoked malt, but people are like, "What is that?" Yeah.
I think our time is just about up, Mike.
Yeah.
Is there anything before we get out of here that you are dying to tell everybody about?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Going with the Jerry Nelson style.
Yeah. I'll be on next week, I think.
Okay.
Hopefully.
If I show up.
Yeah.
I have something I'll say, but I want to see if there's anyone else before we get out of here. Nile, anything you want to say before we leave?
Well, just a pleasure to hang out with you guys and talk about beer and be passionate about what we love, and keep waking up tomorrow morning and creating something beautiful. And it's a balance of business and passion. So keep it up.
Yeah, likewise. Thanks, Nile. Thanks for coming on. Always great having you on. It's always a pleasure to talk to you about beer. Rich, anything you want to say?
Oh, nothing much, man.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Good to see you again.
Excited for the warmer months, though. We're about to all drink more beer.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And hot take?
Well, one, Nile, Rich, Mike, Chris, good to chat with y'all and talk beer. It's fun to talk about these topics and pontificate and speculate on where it could lead. Nile, I would love to try some of your beers sometime. We should connect. Maybe trade some beer sometime. I'm here to say beer is back. I'm bullish. I'm bullish on beer.
Back, baby.
I know it's
BPI index.
This is actually this is a quote cribbed from my colleague and co-founder of Hopewell, Jonathan Fritz. Beer is back. We're feeling good. I think it's about meeting people where they are, and it's just about navigating that space. Not to say that we're on the meteoric uprise, but I do think there's a lot of energy out there that people are responding to, which is about again meeting those people. So yeah. That's my thought.
Well put. Thanks for coming on, Jake. Always good to have you too.
I'll make sure to send out a case of beer for all you guys. Maybe a 3-pack for all you boys to take home. I'm not sure. It'll land at the Beer Temple, and
we'll see where it happens from there.
Sounds like a party over here.
Send it to Iswas. I'll make sure I get to the boys.
Yeah, right.
I don't know, guys. I just drank all of it.
Yeah, that's not true.
I'm at Civil Life.
I was actually in the car.
We can send it to Civil Life. Send some to Civil Life too.
Yeah, why
guys.
not? Why not? They're nice folks. I forgot to mention earlier. I went on for the first time ever the Budweiser tour in St. Louis when I was down there. My wife set it up. We did.
Yeah.
Have you been on the tour?
No.
Okay. Say what you will about that brewery and who owns them, and even before they were, acquired or whatever. But I mean, talk about a romantic story that's there. I mean, first of all, the place is massive. It's old. It's like my wife was calling it the Disney World of beer. It's like everything is perfectly kept, perfectly maintained. You do, of course, get to see the horses. And since it was the day before opening day, all the horses were there. They're not always there. Even the Dalmatians were there. Bud and Gus, and there are the 2 dogs, and they're just walking, running around in the stables and stuff. They were coming up to you, and you would pet them and stuff. And it was cool.
Yeah.
It was neat.
They bring those horses to opening day.
Yeah, they were going to be at Hope. They were giving them. They were
It's the best
shampooing
opening
them.
day in baseball. It's the best opening day in baseball.
They were they were all shampooing them and stuff.
No bias.
And they had
It is pretty awesome.
They had that big old fashioned wagon that they all pull, and there were people literally just polishing it and stuff for opening day, and so everything was gleaming and perfect, and they were getting ready to they were showing the braids and stuff that they put on, and these giant harnesses, and these horses are huge, and it was they know what they're doing there. But you go into this massive original stable with original stained glass, and it's if you're getting reincarnated as a Budweiser Clydesdale, you got it pretty good. You got it pretty good.
Yeah.
Were there beer samples?
There were beer samples they gave you beer in the stables, and then throughout as well.
Yeah, kegerator in there.
I don't. They probably did have a kegerator. Yeah, at one of them. Yeah, they did in there. They also
For the horses?
we went and saw some of the lagering tanks. Oh my
Little
goodness!
guys.
She said how many bottles of beer, so I backed that out into brewer barrels, and it looked like
barrels per
no. They were over 3,000 barrels
yeah.
each, and they in the horizontals, and they had, I think they said 60 horizontals in there.
Just half of our
they make a lot
entire
of beer.
yearly production in one tank.
Right,
Just
and then they
More
had
beer
the
than I paid
fermenters,
is his was.
and the fermenters were way bigger. I have pictures. I mean, they're like,
That's a lot of space.
yeah.
my buddy used to do tours over there, and he was gracious enough to show me around and some other Hopewell people when we were down there visiting, and we got to drink ice cold Bud Light from the Zwickle from a fermented,
Whoa.
so unfiltered, like just
Unfiltered Bud Light.
yeah.
Off one of those horizontals.
Sick, dude. This is what I'm talking about, dude.
That is cool.
It was cool. It was great. It was
it's
great.
pretty cool.
It was cool.
Yeah, it was neat. I've certainly been on lamer
Zwickle Bud.
brewing tours, and I'll tell you this: my kids went to only brewery that they were ever half interested in. Now, again, the horses had a lot to do with it, but even not there, they were like looking at the bottling line and just
Scale is impressive.
amazed at the bottling line. Yeah, I mean, they had a lot of old original stuff, even in the brew house. Now they have it's like acres of space, and we were in one of the main brew houses in the, but maybe there's others and stuff like that. But it was impressive. I did not think I was going to like it. I didn't set it up, but it was cool. Also, gift shop, pretty big.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Pretty big.
So ABI, if you want like a sponsor us or whatever, like we're big fans of what you're doing. So please reach out.
Yes.
Bring the horses.
Yes.
Oh, come on. Mike, you need some stuffies.
Yeah, we gotta get some stuffies. I need a Spuds McKenzie stuffy if you got one.
Yeah.
Clydesdale stuffy.
Come on, was stuffies. Come
Oh
on, you
yeah,
don't have
that's
that
true.
yet?
It's a good point. No,
You got to do it.
no, we have actual cats.
Squishies and
If
stuffies.
you want to give us
Little
enough money, we
tiger.
can take one of them.
Give her like a doggy or something. You don't have any of that?
So,
We gotta get a stuffy.
yeah. Only brewery they didn't complain at, my children. Of the four they went to, the only one they weren't complaining at.
And all of our optimism about Gen Z or Alpha, or whatever they are,
Right.
is out the window.
Right. Well, again, thank you to our guests. Thanks to my co-host, Mike. And we'll be here next week. Thanks, everyone. So long. Oh, wait, hold on. I meant so long.
Remember this is what we wanted. Remember this is what we said. To never be heard, seen from again. Remember this is what we wanted.